what if the difference between your absolute most productive, disciplined day
Right.
and a day where you just completely fall apart literally comes down to a 20-second decision you make while standing in your underwear?
I mean, it sounds almost absurd when you put it that way, but human psychology is incredibly sensitive to the very first domino that falls in the morning.
Yeah.
And for so many of us, that first domino, it pushes us in the wrong direction, and we don't really start our days. We just sort of survive them.
Exactly. Well, welcome to the Deep Dive. We have a highly specific mission for you today.
We do.
We are exploring a 5-minute morning ritual that uses the simple everyday act of getting dressed to fundamentally rewire your mindset, to build inner strength.
And just to be completely clear right out of the gate, the stack of notes and research we are examining today has absolutely nothing to do with fashion.
None whatsoever. We aren't going to be talking about seasonal color palettes or, runway trends or dressing to impress a client.
No, the materials we're looking at today are focused entirely on the behavioral psychology of clothing.
Right.
It's about dressing to build character, not to perform for an audience.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because we are taking something so mundane, just picking out a shirt and pants and attempting to transform it into a daily mental rep for your brain.
Yeah, a deliberate rep.
Right. So why does this specific morning moment matter so much? I guess before we even look at a closet, we have to look at how we define inner strength.
Right, because the default image of inner strength is usually like physical toughness or maybe some grand cinematic moment of perseverance.
Like the hero pushing through an impossible barrier.
Exactly. But the psychological framework we are exploring here breaks it down into something much quieter and, frankly, much more difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
Inner strength is defined in these sources as staying consistent when you absolutely do not feel like it.
It's choosing your future self over your immediate localized impulses, like what you want right now versus what you actually need.
Precisely. It's holding your standards in private when nobody is around to give you credit or pat you on the back.
Yeah, showing up to do the work even when your emotions are messy and chaotic.
The core argument is that inner strength isn't a one-time motivational breakthrough that you experience and then just, possess forever.
Right.
It is a muscle.
Hmm?
And like any physical muscle, it's built by getting in your daily reps.
Which begs the question, where do you actually get those reliable daily reps? And the answer, of course, is your morning routine.
Yes.
Think about what most of us do. Waking up and immediately grabbing your phone to check notifications. The emails, the news, the social media drama.
It's overwhelming.
I'll be honest, it's like walking onto a battlefield blindfolded. You're letting the world dictate your stress levels and your priorities before you've even blinked the sleep out of your eyes.
You're existing in a purely reactive state.
Exactly. Grabbing whatever random clothes are draped over a chair and just rushing out the door. Strong people, the research suggests, do the exact opposite. They manufacture a small, deliberate moment of control.
What's fascinating here is the underlying psychology of that control. The morning is the crucible where your identity is set for the next 16 hours.
Yeah.
If you look at your day, you cannot control the traffic on your commute. You can't control your boss's mood or the chaotic schedule or, the macroeconomic shifts happening in your industry.
Those are all completely external variables.
Right, but you absolutely can control your first decision of the day.
And since that first controllable moment is physically getting out of bed, the logical next step, the very first action you take, is putting on clothes.
Exactly.
So how exactly does fabric translate into mental fortitude? I think we really need to explain the mechanics here.
We do, and it comes down to a concept in behavioral psychology called enclothed cognition.
Enclothed cognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the idea that the clothes you wear actually influence your psychological processes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Your brain associates the physical sensations of certain garments, the fit, the fabric, the style, with specific neural pathways and concepts.
So it's not just a metaphor.
No, it's physiological.
Yeah.
So your outfit functions as a first decision amplifier. It's a method of communicating a very specific message to your own brain, basically saying, I am not drifting today.
Now, we have to do a quick reality check here. Clothing is not magic.
Obviously.
A nice fitted shirt isn't going to magically fix your life, and, a heavyweight hoodie cannot replace actual discipline.
Absolutely not. A slogan on a t-shirt won't go to the gym and lift the weights for you.
Right, right.
Instead, the clothing functions as a behavioral cue. In habit formation, a cue is a trigger. It tells your brain, this is who we are right now in this moment, and it drastically reduces the decision fatigue of figuring out how you should act.
Our materials actually spend a lot of time looking at how one specific brand, BKLEO Clothing, has essentially built their entire business model around this mental framework.
Yeah, they're a perfect case study for this.
They have these brand mantras that perfectly capture the concept, like elevate your style, empower your journey,
Right.
and wear your mindset or wear your transformation. Their whole pitch is that their apparel acts as a wearable anchor that inspires who you are becoming.
Featuring empowering messages.
Exactly. They have specific lines called Built Different, Fearless, Stop Thinking Small, Not Human Willpower, Restricted Access Authorized Only, and Why Not?
Which perfectly illustrates the mental model of enclothed cognition in practice.
Yeah.
It's clothes acting as a constant environmental reminder plus a behavioral cue.
I'm struggling with this a bit, though. Wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second.
Sure.
If I'm exhausted, overwhelmed, and I just genuinely don't want to do the work,
Yeah.
putting on a t-shirt that says relentless feels like I'm just lying to myself. How does a piece of cotton actually override my exhaustion?
That's a fair question.
Like, wait, so is this just wearing a graphic tee and hoping for the best, just faking it until you make it?
It's a highly critical distinction to make, and no, it's not about faking anything. The mechanism isn't about the cotton overriding your physical exhaustion. It's about the conscious choice overriding your default programming.
The choice itself.
Yes. When you intentionally choose to put on a message like, not human willpower, you aren't crossing your fingers and hoping the shirt gives you strength. The very act of selecting that specific cue is you actively reinforcing an identity.
Ah, I see.
It's an active, deliberate process of habit stacking. You are linking a necessary physical action, which is getting dressed, with a psychological commitment.
That makes a lot of sense. Think of your morning outfit like setting the GPS before you start driving.
Exactly.
If you don't input the destination, which is your identity for the day, you're just going to react to whatever traffic or detours pop up. You'll drive aimlessly.
Right. You're at the mercy of the road.
But putting on the clothes with intention is inputting the coordinates. It doesn't drive the car for you, but it tells you exactly where you're supposed to be heading.
That is a perfect way to visualize it. It bridges the gap between a fleeting thought and a physical reality.
So let's move from the theory into the actionable steps. The research details a literal 5-minute morning outfit ritual. It's an exact blueprint you can use tomorrow morning to build this identity through action.
And it doesn't start with opening a drawer.
No, it starts before you even get out of bed with a 20-second pause. Before you touch a screen, before you look at a single notification, you sit up and ask yourself one question. Who do I need to be today?
Notice the phrasing there.
Yeah.
It is not what is on my to-do list today. It is who do I need to be? Because inner strength starts with identity.
Right. And from there, you translate that identity into a single daily word. You pick one theme to anchor your next 16 hours.
It could be anything. Disciplined, fearless, patient, focused, consistent.
Bold, calm, relentless.
Grateful or grounded.
Exactly. And this is where the enclothed cognition kicks in. You start building the physical outfit around that chosen mission. If your word is discipline, maybe you reach for the not human willpower gear or whatever equivalent you have that represents strict adherence to a goal. If your word is bold, you grab something that makes you feel fearless. But it's not just about the message on the shirt, it's heavily about the fit and the function.
That's a crucial point. The psychology of performance relies heavily on removing friction. If today is a deep work or study day, you need to optimize for comfort and a clean fit.
Yeah, nobody wants to work in tight jeans.
Exactly.
Right.
Or if it's a training day, you choose activewear that actually allows your body to move without restriction. The notes highlight why brands that focus heavily on the psychology of their wearers emphasize soft, stretching materials.
Because discomfort kills focus. I think we've all experienced this.
Yep.
If you are wearing a waistband that is slightly too tight, or a shirt with a tag that scratches your neck,
It's the worst.
or a fabric that doesn't breathe, your brain is constantly dedicating a small percentage of its processing power to that physical annoyance.
It's literal bandwidth being stolen from your prefrontal cortex.
Yes. Inner strength isn't about mindlessly pushing through physical discomfort just for the sake of suffering. It's intelligently choosing the tools that support your performance.
Right. And once the functional outfit is chosen, you move to what the framework calls the standard upgrade.
Oh, I love the standard upgrade.
It's a fascinating psychological trigger.
Yeah.
You add one small, intentional upgrade to your presentation that signals self-respect.
Just one thing.
Yeah. It could be taking the extra 60 seconds to wipe down and clean your shoes. It could be making sure your colors actually coordinate,
Ironing the collar of your shirt.
adding a simple watch, or even applying a light fragrance.
I love the standard upgrade because it's the ultimate micro win. It has nothing to do with being expensive or flashy. Nobody else might even notice that your shoes are slightly cleaner than yesterday.
But you notice.
Exactly. But you notice it's a private communication to your own subconscious that you hold a standard. It's like making your bed, but wearable.
And then comes the linchpin of the entire ritual, the power action.
The power action. Let's get into this.
The very moment the outfit goes on, you immediately execute one action. You do not sit back down on the bed. You do not pick up the phone. You attach an action directly to the cue.
Like dropping down and doing 10 push-ups.
Or drinking a large glass of water with your vitamins. Spending 5 minutes journaling.
Taking a 10-minute walk outside.
Or knocking out one uncomfortable task, like sending that difficult email you've been avoiding for days.
So what does this all mean when we put the pieces together? It basically creates a closed-loop system in your brain.
Yes.
The outfit acts as the visual and physical cue, which leads directly to the power action, which serves as your first identity rep of the day.
It provides undeniable physical proof to your own brain.
Yeah.
Basically saying, I do what I said I'd do.
To prevent this from feeling like abstract theory, let's map this exact blueprint onto 3 highly relatable real-world scenarios. Think about your own life, listening right now, and see which of these resonates with where you are right now.
Let's do it.
Let's look at the first scenario. We'll call this the rebuilding morning.
Okay.
This is for when you've been inconsistent. You've fallen off the wagon with your diet, your work habits, or your exercise, and there's a heavy feeling of inertia.
You're just stuck.
Yeah, you are just trying to restart the engine. Your daily word for this morning is resilient.
In this state, you don't need complexity. You need micro wins to break the inertia. So your outfit vibe is just a simple, clean tee and comfortable pants.
Keep simple.
Right. If you're using message-driven apparel, the cue might be something like, from dust, I rise reborn with purpose.
Okay, and the standard upgrade.
Making sure those shoes are clean. A small act of restoring order.
Uh-huh.
And your power action, a simple 10-minute walk outside where you plan 3 basic tasks for the day.
The goal for that morning isn't perfection. It's not conquering the world. It is simply generating momentum.
Exactly.
Now contrast that with the second scenario, the chasing a goal morning. You are in grind season.
Ah, yes.
You have a deadline, a project, or a fitness milestone, and you need tunnel vision. Your daily word is relentless.
Here, your brain needs to know that it's time to work. The outfit is a heavyweight hoodie and joggers for deep work, or a specific performance tee for the gym.
Something that means business.
Right. The message you wear might be building empire, one dream at a time. Your standard upgrade could be tidying your hair and putting on a fragrance.
To signal that even in isolation, you maintain a standard.
Exactly. Your power action is a 45-minute deep work block before you ever open social media or check your email. The psychological goal here is to aggressively protect your focus from outside interference.
And then there is the third scenario, the learning to be bold morning. This is for when you find yourself hesitating.
Oh, this is a common one.
Yeah, you are overthinking every decision, dealing with imposter syndrome, and playing it way too safe. Your daily word is bold.
When dealing with hesitation, the physical cue needs to feel sharp. Your outfit is something fitted and intentional. Clean, coordinated, not necessarily loud, but put together.
The message you wear to anchor yourself might be why not or stop thinking small.
Your standard upgrade is taking the time to make sure your colors match perfectly, and the power action is huge here.
Yeah, publish the post you've been drafting for a week.
Or apply for the job you don't feel 100% qualified for.
Start the difficult conversation. The goal is actively choosing action over your own comfort.
Exactly.
I have to ask you, listening right now, which of those 3 mornings do you need tomorrow? Are you rebuilding, grinding, or learning to be bold?
It really highlights how adaptable this psychological system is.
It really does. Whether you are leaning on a brand-specific motivational line or just curating your own closet, the framework flexes to fit the specific cognitive hurdle you are facing that day.
But with all this strategy laid out, we have to pivot to a very serious caveat found in the research. There is a profound danger in this process.
It's a trap.
Yes, the trap of letting the ritual replace the actual work.
Right, the concept of the mask. If you use clothing merely to perform confidence, but you actively avoid doing the hard, unglamorous work, the outfit isn't a cue anymore.
No, it's a costume.
It becomes a mask you wear to fool yourself and others. Inner strength is not about looking strong to the outside world.
Exactly. It is about being strong internally when the doors are closed. So the golden rule of this entire philosophy is never let the outfit become the achievement.
Say that again? That's good.
Never let the outfit become the achievement. The outfit is the starting line, not the trophy.
Right.
If you are actually striving for something, putting in the hours, and facing the friction, the clothing supports and accelerates the journey. If you aren't striving, the clothing is just a distraction. It's essentially psychological cosplay.
And that brings us to why community plays such a vital role in this journey. We are pack animals by nature. We absorb the standards of the people around us.
We do.
The notes bring up those BKLEO numbers again. Over 12,000 customers, highly rated, thousands of people actively recommending the process. At first glance, that just looks like a brand bragging about their metrics, but why does that actually matter psychologically?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it matters because of the concept of social proof and the psychological comfort of the tribe.
The tribe, yeah.
When you are trying to fundamentally change your habits, waking up early, avoiding your phone, doing the hard tasks first, it can feel incredibly isolating.
Because you look around and most people aren't doing that.
Exactly. Most people are hitting snooze and reacting to their day. Knowing that there are 12,000 other people intentionally putting on a specific message and trying to be disciplined, well, it provides a deep psychological reassurance.
Yeah.
Inner strength grows exponentially faster when your environment, even your perceived extended community, supports your new standards. You aren't crazy for trying so hard. You're just part of a different pack.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. The research talks about how these message-based clothing pieces work as wearable anchors, and why those anchors are so necessary when life inevitably gets loud.
Oh, definitely.
Think about it. You start your day with this beautiful, pristine intention. You do your 20-second pause, you pick your word, you do your power action. But by 2:00 p.m., reality hits.
Life happens.
A client yells at you, or someone tests your boundaries, or the urge to procrastinate just becomes this physical weight. Or you just want to quit. That is when the visual cue proves its worth.
Yes.
Looking down and catching a glimpse of a phrase like fearless or built different on your sleeve can literally snap you out of a stress spiral and pull you back to the identity you set at 6 a.m.
Exactly. It's an environmental cue that travels with you throughout the day. It constantly, quietly nudges you back toward the standard you set during your 5-minute morning ritual, long after your initial burst of morning motivation has completely burned off.
So to wrap up this deep dive, the main takeaway from all of this research is abundantly clear. Inner strength isn't something you are magically born with.
And it isn't something you simply wake up possessing one day.
No, it is a daily rep. It is something you must practice relentlessly. And this outfit ritual works precisely because it forces you to practice your identity on purpose before the rest of the world has a chance to tell you who you are supposed to be. So we want to challenge you. Tomorrow morning, don't just survive the alarm. Pick your daily word. Choose an outfit that matches your mission. Add one standard upgrade to prove to yourself that you care. And attach one power action to it immediately.
And if we could just add one final thought here.
Yeah.
Something to think about as you implement this.
Yeah, please.
If putting on an intentional outfit acts as your psychological armor for the day, inputting the GPS coordinates of your identity and signaling your readiness to work, what happens when you take it off?
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Hmm?
Could you create a completely separate, equally intentional evening shedding ritual?
Wow.
Imagine deliberately taking off those specific clothes at the end of the day to purposefully leave the stress, the grind, and the battles at the door. You could physically signal to your brain that the armor can rest, the work is done, and you are finally allowed to recover.
I love that. Waking up and putting the armor on intentionally so you aren't walking onto the battlefield blindfolded, and then taking it off just as intentionally so you aren't carrying the battlefield into your living room. Yes.
Exactly.
That completely changes how you look at your closet. It's not just storage, it's an armory and a sanctuary. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Remember to practice your identity on purpose tomorrow morning. We'll see you next time.